Hi everyone, this is Sarfaraz from Aristotle Prep, and we are looking at question 104 from the OG 13 Critical Reasoning chapter. Now, this is a difficult question. Actually, most of the questions that we are looking at now will be difficult because we are at the end of the section. But this one is a particularly difficult one, and for an interesting reason. Normally, as I have told you in the past, a question is difficult because it is difficult to understand what the stimulus or the argument is saying. In this question, the difficulty is actually the question stem. People understand the stimulus, but they are not able to get the answer right because they can't get their head around what is the question stem asking us. So first let's read the stimulus and then we will come back and try to understand what is it that the question stem is saying. So a theatre critic is saying the play La Finestrina, now at Central Theatre, was written in Italy in the 18th century. Okay. The director claims that this production is as similar to the original production as possible in a modern theatre. So the play was originally written in 18th century, and the director of the play, the current director, is saying that his version is as similar to the 18th century or the original version as possible. Okay, let's read on. Although the actor who plays Harlequin the clown gives a performance very reminiscent of the 20th century American comedian Groucho Marx. Stop there. So see, the director is saying that his production is very similar to the original. The original was written in the 18th century. The next sentence says, the actor in the play who's playing the role of this clown, the actor's performance is very similar to the performance of Groucho Marx, who was an actor in the 20th century. So then how is the play similar to its 18th century version if this actor's performance is similar to a 20th century actor? So that's the point that comes to mind, and the argument or the sentence is saying, although the actor who plays Harlequin the clown gives a performance very reminiscent of the 20th century American comedian Groucho Marx, Marx's comic style was very much within the comic acting tradition that had begun in 16th century Italy. So you see, the last sentence now clarifies that even though the Harlequin character is copying or is similar to Groucho Marx's acting style, Groucho Marx's acting style is similar to what was happening in 16th century or 18th century Italy. So then indirectly, Harlequin the clown's performance is still very accurate to how it was written in the original production. So you see, the point is when you read the first half of the last sentence from although the actor till Groucho Marx, as I said, what comes to your mind is what is the director saying? How can this actor's performance be similar to the original 18th century play? But then the rest of the last sentence clarifies that yes, it is similar to the performance in 18th century because the actor who has been copied, which is Groucho Marx himself used to copy or perform in the style of 16th or 18th century Italy. That is basically the entire stimulus for us. And now the difficult part, which is the question stem, which says the considerations given, or simple the statements above, best serve as part of an argument that, so basically on the basis of above sentences that you've read, what can you argue? Think about it as what can you conclude? Simple. And let's see. Let's think of it as an inference question. On the basis of these considerations, what can be inferred? That will be an argument basically, but let's infer something. Let's go through the options. A says, modern audiences would find it hard to tolerate certain characteristics of a historically accurate performance of an 18th century play. We have no idea. Eliminate it. B says, Groucho Marx once performed the part of the character Harlequin. No, it never says that. It says the guy who's playing Harlequin is performing in a similar way as Groucho Marx. Does not mean Groucho Marx was playing the character of Harlequin ever. We have no idea. He may or may not. C says, in the United States, the training of actors in the 20th century is based on principles that do not differ radically from those that underlay the training of actors in 18th century Italy. From the information given in the argument, we cannot infer anything about the training methodology of actors in the US. We only know that Groucho Marx's performance is similar to the old Italian performances, 16th century, 18th century, whatever it is, but we can't generalize for the entire training of actors. So eliminate D says, the performance of the actor who plays Harlequin in this play does not serve as evidence against the director's claim. That's perfect because you see, try to understand this. It says the performance of the actor who's playing the clown. And what is the performance? The performance is basically a copy of Groucho Marx. And Groucho Marx was a 20th century comedian. So then, ideally, a person would think that the director is lying in his claim that the play is very similar to the original 18th century version. However, the rest of the last sentence says no, the director is not lying because Groucho Marx himself was performing in a way similar to 16th, 18th century Italy. So D can easily be inferred from the argument that the performance of the actor who's playing the clown does not weaken the director's claim. That's basically what it says, which you can easily infer. It does not weaken the claim because of the information given in the last part of the last sentence. So D is the inference we can make. Let's also look at E. E says, the director of La Finestrina must have advised the actor who plays Harlequin to model his performance on Groucho Marx. We have no idea what he may have advised or may not have advised. So even if you eliminate the four options that can never be inferred, and even if you're not sure of D, then you should still go with D. Though I have explained why D should be the answer and you should have understood that. But even if you did not understand that, if you were doing the question by yourself, had you just eliminated the four absolutely incorrect options, whatever you're left with has to be the answer. So D is the answer to the question. It's a tough question, very tough one. I would give it a rating of 4.5 out of 5. Have a nice day.